All right, it's John Sierra from ASC Exteriors doing a repair attempt here at 706 Declaration in Ackworth for the Gigetti family. And they've got a 3-tap shingle by the looks of it. The shingle in question, or the one that we're going to attempt to repair, is this one right here. But just before we get started, things I want to check is the current temperature atmospherically is 60 degrees. And then I'll just like checking this stuff here. So the surface temperature of the shingle is 91 degrees. Plenty good, plenty hot, bright sunshiny day for us to perform an attempt. If the shingle is indeed in a good enough condition to accept the repair, should be no problems to anything else. So this is the shingle in question. It is a 3-tap like I stated. So this is the full tap that we're going to be removing. These are already pretty unsealed, which is kind of crazy. So it's going to affect 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the very least, I'm going to have to impact, scrape, touch, or in other way, shape, or form unseal up to 5 shingles to even dislodge or get this shingle properly out, and then see where we are from there. So let's get started. All right, yeah, so this is one that was marked up already by the carrier. Here we are, sealed up pretty good. Okay. And just, just in that, like you can see the amount of granules coming off of the shingle, which obviously should not be the case. But let's begin to remove some of these fasteners. Nail. This one's pulled through right here. You can see the nail's just completely pulled through. So I'll have to address that in a second. I like to pull on this just in case if it were installed improperly, that means the next row of shingles would not be nailing or holding it down. At this point it is, so it is going to affect the next row.
So that's when we've outlined this box in blue to notate the amount of rows it's impacting there.
Exactly. So here we are here. All right, that should be all fasteners in this shingle. There we go. All right, so just to show, it was nailed correctly, it was installed correctly, so there's no improper nailing or anything like that. The headlap was nailed on the next row, as we showed. It's like, again, that PX845069. So let's just get a measurement of that here. So oversized shingle, 39 5/8, and top to bottom 13 1/4 right there, and the exposure is at 5 5/8. So we know already that there's not a shingle out there has the same characteristics, same cut, same profile that has the sealant, where this one currently has the sealant and or bonds. So that being the case, what we're going to do is reslide this shingle back in, attempt to install it, and then based off of what we see the shingles, the surrounding shingles, we'll see what happens with that. Actually, before we get to that, let's get to the underlayment. I do want to show here gingerly, we have 15-pound felt paper I actually don't see any fasteners
Fastening at all.
at all. Yeah, I don't see any fastening at all. Which is pretty incredible.
Oh, there's a staple right there.
Is it?
It's
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so it is stapled. You know, things have changed since then, but that's the underlayment. We'll get to that when we get to that. As far as the shingle goes, let's just see where we're at. Oh, actually, last thing, let's check the shingle before we slide it back in. 3-tab fiberglass until it stops. It's a 30-year. It's stopping right at a 30-year. It's a 30-year, which is not very common at all, but just something to also notate and take into consideration. All right, we're gonna line that back up right where it was.
And before we nail any of these in, will you show on camera just the ability, how far we have to lift the shingle just to be able to drive the nail flush and everything to notate for the field adjuster, desk adjuster?
Okay, so let's start here because this is the next one. So that does not allow me striking. I have to pull it to there to make do for it, and I got to hit this pretty accurately.
And it's got to go flat and flush.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since 2004, so I'm going to be pretty dead on. If anybody doesn't have that skill to hit that dead on, they'll have to fold it back further because it'll be chopped up. They'll hit the end of that tab and just super damage that one. Watch I say that now, and now will be the time I super miss. All right, there we go. Not too shabby. Cool, I'm still good at what I do. Again here. Okay. We got 2 to put over here. You can even hear me scraping the bottom of that one just because I'm trying to keep it so close, so tight. All right. That's that. Let's see. Next row. Also, something to take consideration is asphalt being at 95 degrees should bend and be pliable. Should be no reason, no matter really how far I bend it, that it's not pliable enough to accept this. If we were out here in the middle of winter and it was 20 degrees, yeah, it would snap. We wouldn't do this. We'd install a tarp, we'd leave it for a later day, then attempt a repair video. But right now, with the surface temperature being in the high 90s and the atmosphere being in the 60s, this is the perfect weather to attempt a shingle repair. All right, 1, 2, 3's in there. Yep, got it. 1, 2. All right, we're good. All right, so what we're gonna simulate here.
Just to notate before you move your pitch hopper,
Yeah.
there's severe granular loss just sitting at the pitch hopper from this attempted repair.
So actually keep a close up on that for me, Tyler, and then I want to show something. So I'm gonna move it so we can actually get a good visual as to how much is there. Look at that. All right, so that's not from this shingle, that's from the shingles that are above it that have lost granules. So now what we're gonna do, this was the shingle in question. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna simulate some kind of standard weathering, and you can see the granules are super coming off some of these. So here's one that is definitely now compromised and creased, and here's another one.
This one all the way across, you can see that in the camera really well too.
Good. And then this one is kind of hard with the shadow line. Maybe if I lift it, here you go.
Now go back to how it was actually. Put it back down, yeah.
You can see it better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see right there. Maybe if I lift it and you get the shadow line, you can see that crease. Look at that deep crease in there. Yeah. You see it?
Yeah.
So this one, which is, you know, our finding. It's my professional recommendation that this shingle, in ideal temperatures and ideal day to do this, is not accepting of repair. And with the amount of damage that exists across this roof from the storms that have come through, it's my professional recommendation the entire roof assembly be replaced. Thank you.
So just to notate a couple of things where we've notated where repairs have to be done. You can see we'd have to impact components on the roof greater than just the shingles. These run into the ridge.
Oh yeah, these, like this.
So
right
this goes
here
across
would
the whole ridge.
This would be havoc to remove this and replace it
Same thing here,
all across.
across the main ridge there. And then also over here at the edge, there's another pipe jack component that a repair would impact as well. So all those components would have to be re-iced and watered all around those penetrations where the ridge has been impacted. That would have to be impacted as well and removed. So again, it's our recommendation that this roof cannot be repaired in its current condition.